What up, Talkin fight fans? Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Knuckle Up with yours truly, Mike Orr, and my special guest today and friend, Richard Cappiello of Cappiello's Boxing, Boston, Massachusetts, descendant of the great Rockey Marciano. Rich, thanks for taking the time out today, man, to come and join me and chat it up with the people.
Mike, I'm excited. I've been following you, what you're doing. You're doing a phenomenal job. And a little bit about me. So
yeah, let's hear about you.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely, thank you for coming, Rich, man. Yeah, let's hear about it, man. You're a descendant of Rockey Marciano. Let's talk about that.
So basically, we're a direct descendant. My father's mother and Rocky's mother were sisters. So of course, my dad, his brother Sonny, they traveled the world with Rocky his entire career.
Right.
My father set fights from day
Right.
one, and so of course, growing was basically a role model for us. You know, in my household, Batman, Superman, it was always Rocky Marciano, and my father distilled in us, me and my brother, at a young age, that the type of guy that had to overcome many obstacles.
Right.
He was always consistent. He had short arms, wasn't the biggest heavyweight, had the fastest hands, but Rocky overcame all these obstacles of all time, and he was our motivation to be successful. And that's why, you know, once actually college, he pursued the amateurs and had a great amateur back. The nationals, the Olympic trials, had close to like 80 fights. Turning pro, he had a very similar style to Rocky Marciano. So he was sort of like if you remember Ray Boom Boom Mancini in the day. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he was stylistically. My brother was a type like a come forward type of guy, you know. I nicknamed him Mike Little Rock, Cappiello, like Little Rock, and he carried that into the pros, and he had a very circuit at 36-5. He fought for a world title point, and broke his hand in the fight. But he had a very great success. Myself, I followed my brother's career, and him in Rocky's memory, 37 years ago, and in City of Champions. So, our motivation was to open the gym in Rocky's memory, where he instills so much value in us. We wanted to use that motivation to motivate kids and get them off the streets and do. So we opened the gym, and 36 years later, our tournament, which is the biggest in the Northeast. We have fighters from the 6 states of New England, and they fight in this type of thing. And as you lose, you're out, and as you win, you advance like kind of like the Golden Gloves. And the winners get championship weight division, and we've actually become, we're the first independent organization that's actually affiliated. So we have the credibility of winning the Golden Gloves now, our tournament. This was our 36-year anniversary of our tournament, and just teamed up with USA Boxing, and we actually carry that type of credibility in the amateurs, So, a lot of great success with that. Of course, after being involved with my boxing gym, I decided to stop promoting shows because I figured it'd be good to draw attention. So I started running boxing shows locally, and we started having some pretty good success with it.
Yeah.
In the side of me, which I've always loved boxing anyway. Follow my, I fought just in the amateurs, you know,
Right.
but you know, I've always, when I started promoting, I knew like that I started building and I was in Boston and, you know, gaining some good, you know, fighters that I signed.
Right.
And sort of started building my name and, you know, started investing and we started signing fighters all over the country and building rated, and that created a lot of great opportunities for us in the I started, you know, establishing my relationship with a lot of fighters all over, opportunity of working with pretty much everybody, you know, from King to Aaron. I've worked with all these guys, Lou DiBella, you know,
Yeah.
I've done international stuff, and
you know some of the boys up in Canada too.
Oh yeah, yep. Anthony Russell. I had Ian Gardner, multiple world, you know, multiple championships, and I took him to Germany. You know, basically, once I built my company, I realized that not only was I, you know, but I became a good matchmaker.
Right.
And I'm kind of noted for that. And once I started working with all these other promoters and created all kinds of opportunities with, you know, ABC World of Sports, and HBO and Showtime and ESPN. And I actually, before I established that situation with ESPN and these other guys, politically, because I was an upcoming kid and there were other promoters that didn't.
Right. So, didn't want you because you were the young guy on the block, right?
Right. So I was building fighters and getting them world rated, and I calling ESPN. I've had guys on ESPN, but I wanted my own. You know, I got opportunities with other promoters, and then when I got my deserved that opportunity, but so I'd go in with ESPN, promises, you know, taking them out for lunch, and then I'd be right back in the same place. I got to a point where it was either, you know, control my own destiny or my destiny.
Right.
So I went to Fox Network myself, my own deal, and I bought a 2-hour TV show. Went around with advertising company, you know what I mean, with guys from ESPN, formed our own team, basically with a briefcase and an idea of having a show called, at the time I had Mohegan Sun as like a sponsor of mine throughout the years, though, you know. So I got them involved, and I created TV, Fight Night New England. So I went to Fox, I got that 2-hour show, created my own TV show, and then I raised the money through, you know, sponsors to pay my, you know, cost for the show. My first year, I had a lot of great success, and action was tremendous, and you know, started getting and because of my ratings, my first year, which I kind of felt well because, you know, doing a series just in New England, I figured I'd do high ratings because it was a New England-based show. So all these people in New England got to see their own fighters. They're not watching fighters from around the world. So I felt there was a good connection. So, yeah, I had a lot of great success at first. My second year, I went to Buy the Time again, and they wanted to partner up with me. I partnered up with them, and that opened more opportunity because I said, look, I'll partner up access to every network around the country. So
Right.
they gave me the index. I literally made barter deals a few months after that. And we moved the series at to Mohegan Sun on property because brand on Fox around the country. And Toonies really started presenting themselves with me. My ratings were great. I started getting, exposure all the second year. All these people are going, "Who is this kid?"
Yeah, because you just came out of nowhere. You just came out of nowhere. You go to Fox yourself as the young guy here on the block, and then all of a sudden you're getting this coverage all over the place. You're getting really well known. It must have just really like put that wrench in the side. They must have hated that you were coming up so quick, eh?
Yeah, it did, and I had a lot of motivation, but I'm just that type of kid. I've always been highly motivated. I'm never one to take a step back, just like
Right.
guys in the ring. I'm that type of guy. I'm gonna fight for my place in my spot. And my
Definitely.
So yeah, had a lot of great success for 6 years. When the economy really crashed after 6 years, and everybody was suffering from the obviously what was going on in the world. So at that point, I stopped because money from people that didn't have it,
Right.
So yeah. Anyway, I established a great relationship with ESPN, and I had fighters all over the country. And
you also have don't you also go down with having like the fight of the night on a 4-rounder?
So I end up getting, obviously, like once I got myself in position, I got that match. I started getting these guys seen on TV all over the country. That opened the door, and that ESPN to do business with me because I had guys world rated and proved myself. And that's when I established that I really wanted. And yeah, I had number one fight of the year. Like ESPN every year, for those who don't know, they have, familiar with this, Mike. Every December they give a top 10, and I Willie Gibbs, and it was a USBA title fight. That was the number one fight of the year. And then I'm the only promoter and the only fight in history of ESPN have a 4-round fight be the number one fight of the year. That was a big deal, and it was just one of those rock'em sock'em fights.
Yeah.
That, took a life of its own.
Right.
It was on Sports Center. They kept dropping each other. It was phenomenal, and yeah, like I'm really proud to be the only one to ever produce a 4-round fight to be the number one fight of it.
That's a feat in itself, right there. That's some good matchmaking. Yeah. Definitely, you do go down.
Of course, my matchmaking opened up a lot of doors. Working, they saw my talent, and I had a lot of great opportunities. I worked for his company. I ran all his shows at the World Casino for like a year. He didn't hang around too long,
Right.
I don't think, you know what I mean. I think he was more interested in trying it, but had a lot of year, and then did a lot of others, and then also worked with the Contender Series.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, how did that come about?
So they decided to do the show. They were looking for obviously matchmakers to handle it. And at that point, I've worked with everybody from, like I mentioned, the King to you name them, I've worked with them. And my name, and they called me and reached out to me, and I handled the northeastern region tender.
Okay.
So that was a great experience for me. I New England, East Coast guys, all those guys came from me.
Right.
I had a great experience with that, and did a lot, had great opportunities out there, and once the big fights in HBO, Showtime. Of course, I'd have to say my greatest moment was, of course, I got him late in his career. A kid named Kevin McBride.
Yeah, I remember.
Irish from Dublin. He's a big guy. For you, those who aren't familiar with him, 6 foot, 50-pound heavyweight.
Yeah.
Big puncher, slow hands, tough Irish.
Hit like a truck though. He hit like a truck. He had slow hands. He had slow hands, but they were accurate and heavy.
Yes. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't fast, quick. It was like a thump, but
yeah.
But
it was more of a thud.
Yeah. So probably I really had a lot of great moments, and I'm still having great moments. And currently, Mike, on that new series that we're working on, which is another great thing that's a great possibility, and they're real near. So yeah, like just had my greatest one was having that opportunity with Kevin Tyson.
Yeah.
Of course, we got him at the end of his career, but I'll Tyson all day long.
Yeah, no, for it doesn't matter. It was good. It was good. That's good, man.
Showtime, and Kevin knocked him out in the 6th round. Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
And I still take great pride in that. I've seen Mike since, because me and him went at it ourselves and exposure ourselves. Our argument went, and that's when all the pay-per-views took off and ticket sales.
Yeah.
Which meant us. So, yeah, I'm still waiting for that one chance.
Yeah, of course.
We never, I really get under the. I had to get escorted out of the room in Washington at the press conference. I ran my mouth so much that a lot of people were waiting for me out. It's very pro Mike Tyson out there in Washington,
Yeah.
So they had to escort me out of there. It was pretty funny. But Mike, it's I've had just so many great experiences, and I just have such a passion. I love giving back now. Our gym is, one of the things we do a lot of stuff with the city.
Right.
We have programs in the summer. I can't tell you how many fighters we've had that were really good drug dealing, this and that we've changed their lives. And to this very day, a lot of these kids that started off, on the streets, a lot of them have changed their lives around. And we still, to this day, get days, Rich, Mike, thank you for changing my life, and gratifying to me and my brother Mike, and having an opportunity to off of the world of boxing has been, very close to our hearts, So it's been a good experience.
That's awesome. Well, Rich, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know it's getting late. You got stuff to do. We'll definitely have you come back, man, another time. And you're always welcome here, man, with me on the show.
Yeah,
definitely.
Boxing. I want to talk some boxing on what's going on today with you, Mike. Fights. I'd love to come back and give you my thoughts on those things. Have me on, Mike. You're doing a great job. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks,
and I'm just sharing. Me and you got a lot of business to do in the future together. So
we do.
Thank you for your holidays
for sure.
To everybody, and bring me back soon, Mike.
Yes, I will for sure, brother. I will for sure.
Right.
So I'll let you get going, brother. I will be talking to you in the future. We'll have you back on for sure. Happy holidays to you and your family. Thank you again. For all the Talkin Fight fans, thanks for tuning into this special episode of Knuckle Up with yours truly, Mike Orr, and my man, Rich Cappiello. Cappiello's Boxing, Boston, Massachusetts.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.
Later.